In the bustling second city of Iolil, Sander is in a tavern, deep in thought. A young man recounts a mysterious tale of an elusive figure in the shadows, piquing Sander's curiosity. The boy shares his fears about a devil lurking in the forests, which fuels Sander's suspicion, especially since the kingdom is on alert for hunt parties. Sander contemplates this troubling news as he considers the whereabouts of Rudeus, who he hopes is safe. Despite his uncertainties, he remains vigilant, keenly watching for any signs of danger. Returning to his basement, Sander inspects a teleportation circle, one of the few connections to his intricate plans. As he studies it, he reflects on his recent interactions with Rudeus and realizes that crucial events may be set in motion. He's troubled, sensing a brewing storm. Leaving his hideout, Sander maneuvers through the town with calculated stealth, avoiding detection. As he approaches the bridge, a significant discovery awaits, a ruin that locals attribute to earth dragons. Yet, Sander cannot dismiss his growing intuition that something sinister is afoot. In the nearby Superd village, Sander arrives breathlessly to find Rudeus, who has gathered warriors, ready to act. The village is tense, stirred by recent unsettling news. There's a collapse on a bridge and whispers of a potential enemy attack. Rudeus shares his deep concern for Rudeus, whose blood marks the site, intensified by the missing group's whereabouts. Amidst these revelations, Sander recalls vital information regarding the enemy's numbers, offering reassurance to Rudeus. Though recent events sow seeds of doubt, Sander's insights provide temporary solace as they strategize their next move. Waking up in an unfamiliar place, Rudeus discovers himself reverted to his youthful body, filled with a sense of vulnerability. He reflects on interactions with his allies and the looming threat of geese, recognizing the dangerous manipulations at play. Confusion mounts as Rudeus faces an internal struggle, haunted by past failures and fears of inadequacy. He tries calling out for help, amid swirling emotions, clinging to whispers of hope. The pressure of future challenges weighs heavily on him. Regaining his senses, Rudeus notices his surroundings, a cave. Beside him is Doga, a trusted figure who saved him. Recovering slowly, Rudeus is grateful but curious about the time lost and the specifics of his current situation. Doga's presence offers comfort, yet the looming threat of danger remains. Rudeus realizes the precariousness of his circumstances. Reflecting on past battles and the unpredictable fate that now awaits, he ponders their next steps. Observing the damage to his armor, he knows he faces formidable foes, but he trusts in his abilities and allies to endure. Despite these setbacks, Rudeus gathers whatever strength he can find. With the intention of stabilization, he formulates a plan to escape the ravine trap. United with Doga, he navigates through the chaos, determined to reunite with his allies and confront the threats that lie ahead. His path is fraught with peril. Earth dragons loom dangerously close, vigilant and aware. Rudeus thinks strategically, a master tactician by necessity, calculating risks and rewards as he traverses the intricate landscape. Step by step, and with Doga's unwavering support, they explore the mysterious ravine. Rudeus deciphers potential safe routes and seeks advantages, ultimately discerning a place of escape adorned with ancient symbols and arcane glyphs. Analyzing their surroundings, Rudeus recognizes potential clues imbued with magic, a peculiar altar and substances that glow with ethereal energy. It's a breadcrumb trail leading toward survival, a puzzle demanding wit and courage to decode. Complete with newfound understanding, Rudeus and Doga press forward, ascending toward freedom. As dawn approaches, the pair escape the confines of the ravine, grateful for the moonlit guidance, yet their struggles persist. With resolve, they prepare to regroup with their allies, their eyes set on future battles and dreams of victory. Back at the village, tensions flare. Eris debates fiercely over tactics against the looming threat. Emotions run high, yet strategic precision remains critical. Roxy stands firmly with Sander, ensuring all voices are heard. The group becomes charged with urgency, their unity essential in the face of adversity. Haunted by the absence of Rudeus, hope flickers, waning but not defeated. In their determination, a plan forms, promising resilience against shadowed adversaries and a glimmer of impending triumph. Roxy breathes a sigh of relief as Sander reassures her with a casual demeanor. The group has just learned that Alex Reebok, the protagonist of the Epic of the North God, was actually North God Calman III. Roxy's curiosity spikes as she demands answers from Sander, eager to understand the mystery surrounding the man-god and why Sander was involved. Sander begins recounting the story. A report had come in about disturbing sacrifices happening in the Supid village. This was alarming because the Supids, known for being peaceful now, were suddenly embroiled in trouble. Eris and Roxy, being the skilled warriors they are, couldn't ignore the situation and rushed to the scene, taking 3 to 4 days to arrive. Once they were there, they found Geese had been manipulating a hunting party's efforts, directing them towards fighting with the Supid village. The information had come from Sander's informant, saying there had been baseless rumors about devils in the village. When Roxy and Eris confronted Geese, he attempted to control the narrative to his advantage but was thwarted. Sander elaborates further on Geese's schemes and how it led to the kingdom amassing a hunting party. They decided to make it an entire event with a festive facade, drawing out warriors, but the premise was deadly serious. Meanwhile, Eris and Rudeus, reunited with a blend of nostalgia and tension, delve into an uneasy alliance to counteract the incoming threat. The conversations are terse, filled with restrained emotions as past battles echo between them. Eris's respect for Rudeus keeps her grounded, her internal voice guiding her to act with the decorum befitting her rank. Sander discusses how the hunting party, comprised of the Sword God and the North God, could manipulate circumstances with their skills. They aim to disarm the misunderstanding against the Supids, who were not the real enemy. Rudeus, excited and anxious, joined them, with friends in tow, ready to protect his family and home. The narrative unfolds in the ambience of strategy and action. Strategically, Rudeus and company assess their strengths, knowing they face formidable challenges. Preparedness was key, but so was the element of surprise. They drew out plans determined to confront whatever came their way, fully aware that the stakes were high. On the battlefield, tensions flare as powerful adversaries clash. A shocking realization grips them when Alexander Reebok reveals his identity as North God Calman III, drawing a collective gasp from onlookers. The conflicts are fierce, with martial prowess showcased in blinding glimpses of steel and lightning-fast reactions. In a moment of intense battle, Eris steels herself, her mind clear, her purpose unwavering. She faces off against the formidable Gaul Phalion, a man who holds the title of Sword God with an unrivaled sword technique. The fight is visceral, fierce, as they exchange blows in a deadly dance of skill and resolve. Gaul Phalion, relentless in his pursuit, questions his own motives and Eris's resolve. His attacks are sharp, each swing a testament to his fine-tuned precision. Yet, it isn't enough to demoralize Eris's determination. She recalls past struggles, channeling them into a formidable counterattack against Gaul's unparalleled Sword of Light move. The sounds of metal meeting flesh, of deadly strikes whistling through the air, fill the battleground. Gaul's skilled handling of the sword almost overpowers Eris, but she doesn't falter. With an unwavering focus, Eris executes a perfect response, leveraging every ounce of her training to counter Gaul's prowess. Finally, in a move echoing with raw potential, Eris gains the upper hand. Gaul's arrogance, coupled with Eris's unwavering will, creates a turning point in their duel. Despite his prowess, Gaul succumbs to Eris, his life flickering away not just from the battle, but the weight of realizations crashing down upon him. Eris stands firm, a testament to her journey and the strength she's earned through countless battles. She retrieves a scroll from her pocket, chanting Fireball to send Gaul off in flames, a final respect and farewell. As the embers rise, Eris is left with memories and lessons as she walks away, ready to face what's next. The tale reveals deep layers of personal and moral conflicts, showcasing characters bound by honor, legacy, and the unyielding will to shape their destinies in the face of daunting odds. The atmosphere crackles with tension as the titanic clash between two formidable forces begins. The peace-shattering roars of battle echo in the air, a testament to the might and fury unleashed upon the battlefield. Calman III, a towering figure of authority, is engaged in a fierce confrontation with his counterpart, Calman II. They stand amidst the chaos, determined to assert their dominance. Amidst the turmoil, Sander steps forward, his presence a significant force in the balance of power. "All right, what is it this time?" he challenges, his voice carrying the weight of experience. Alec Reebok, younger and brimming with ambition, responds with a confident smirk. Stranger. Alec jibes, provoking Sander with insinuations of unfamiliarity and superiority. Sander is undeterred, his composure steady as he faces Alec's provocations head-on. Their dialogue is charged with emotion, a verbal fencing match that mirrors the physical battle to come. Alec is relentless, pushing Sander's buttons until Sander acknowledges, "I didn't think you could fight me head-to-head for that long without fear." The exchange is electrifying, a testament to their shared history and the grudges that fuel their confrontation. As blades clash and sparks fly, Alec reveals a surprising twist. He is armed with the renowned King Dragon Blade, a weapon of unparalleled strength and legacy. Sander is taken aback, incredulous at Alec's audacity and prowess. Yet, he steadies himself, preparing to face the young fighter without retreat. "With these, mine arms, countless foes shall I claim," proclaims Alec, embodying the relentless spirit of a warrior destined for greatness. The battle intensifies, each move calculated, each strike delivered with precision. Alec's boldness knows no bounds as he challenges Sander with gravity-defying maneuvers. The earth bends to his will, shaping the tide of battle. It becomes clear, however, that Sander is no mere opponent. His seasoned expertise allows him to parry and counter Alec's assaults deftly. In the thick of the melee, Rudeus and Eris observe from the fringes, ready to leap into action. The tension mounts as Rudeus weighs his options, torn between joining the fray and protecting those dear to him. The gravity of the situation is palpable, the outcome uncertain. The battle reaches a crescendo as Alec harnesses the full potential of his power. He unleashes a strategic assault with the secret technique, gravity fracture. The ground trembles beneath him, a visceral manifestation of the devastations at stake. Suddenly, the dynamic shifts. Rujud and Eris, veteran warriors in their own right, align with Sander. Together, they stand united against a common adversary. The interplay of strengths and strategies intensifies, the battlefield a cacophony of effort and perseverance. Amidst the turmoil, a revelation strikes. The ogre god has entered the fray, a fearsome presence that shifts the balance once more. Alexander, fierce and formidable, communicates with the beast in a language of power and dominance. The ensuing skirmish unfolds with an intensity that defies prediction. Alexander holds his ground, exerting the last reserves of his strength to stave off defeat. The spectators watch, breaths bated, as the outcome teeters on a knife's edge. As the dust settles and the air clears, the combatants assess their injuries and fortify their resolve. Their bodies bear the scars of conflict, yet their spirits remain unyielding. They know the fight is far from over, the stakes as high as ever. In the shadow of uncertainty, preparations begin anew. Rudeus and his companions understand the importance of regrouping and re-strategizing, ready to face whatever challenges lie ahead. Their resolve is unwavering, their goal clear, to triumph against the odds and emerge victorious in the trials to come. For the heroes and enemies alike, this is just the beginning. The story unfolds with each swing of the sword, each clash of magic, a saga of strength, strategy, and the relentless pursuit of victory in a world teetering on the edge of chaos. The air crackles with tension as Sander refuses to yield, but Rujud is poised for a fight. They face a formidable challenge, and as plans fall apart, they are forced into a retreat. Sander, with a mix of despair and realism, admits, "We had to retreat." His resolve crumbles under the relentless assault, could swat them like bugs, is that. Amidst this chaos, Rujud reassures Sander of the situation's gravity. "Are you sure, though? Are you so sure Orsted wasn't the only one? Are you really okay with that?" The pressing query hangs in the air. Sander is reminded of past allies and their potential involvement, casting a shadow on their strategy. The pounding of the ogre god's march echoes through the group, reflecting their despair. Alec's sudden appearance from behind the carnage gives them a glimmer of strategy. He stands as a symbol of hope, urgently seeking help, anything. Anything. His voice is raw with desperation. Tensed for battle, they are interrupted by a voice. The black figure, clad in demon attire, turns attention back to itself, chanting ominous words. The figure is immortal Demon King Atov, her presence unmistakable, intimidating her foes and sending Sander into a state of realization and dismay. The broken sword raised in defiance is instantly dismissed as Atov's grand control over the situation is re-established. Sander's instincts to summon Orsted are quickly unraveling. The tension is palpable, but a sudden implosion of fire from heaven plunges silence into Atov's bravado. Amidst this turmoil, Alec, a lone figure, rouses confusion. He defeats a god-tier opponent alone, much to the other's disbelief. The image of Alec confronting overwhelming odds captures Sander, Rudeus, and their group in sheer shock and awe. A hero does not banish the allies, Sander states, asserting the principles gleaned from his father. A surreal sequence unfolds as Alec engages the feared foe, his resolve unwavering. Throw down your arms and surrender yourself. As your father, I want to see how it's done. Alec's intuition edges forward, aiming for strategic positions, thoughts manipulating with the flow of battle as faced against North God techniques. As lines blur in this fierce exchange, Alec finds himself both contemplating and executing maneuvers with surgical precision. You're not going to fight us one-on-one, are you? He taunts, drawing out his opponent's fury while intent on guiding them toward an unexpected resolution. Amidst the upheaval, the fiery battlefield punctuated by exchanges of power, one realization cements itself: each blow exchanged is the embodiment of a philosophical struggle. This is not merely a dispute of strength but ideals. Alec charges with determination, leveraging the landscape's chaotic nature to create openings for definitive strikes. I couldn't win against Orsted alone, echoes the past indecision, but Alec's actions artfully counter this narrative, showcasing a vibrant dance of tactical advantage and raw combat. His defiance, punctuated with flair and gallant refusal to yield, not only reshapes his personal destiny but those around him. As the dust settles, visitors stand at the village watching everything unfold. A solidified victory over a titanic foe anchors their place in this shadowed world. Eris, at Alec's side, invigorates spirits by reminding, "We did it." An equally poignant sentiment shared as their eyes capture the horizon, filled with apprehension yet simmering with relief. Your grandma's old-fashioned, I tell you. Alec's comment about Sander follows, segueing into a bittersweet triumph of alliances and familial ties. As allies reflect visibly upon their entwined fates, wisdom from relations past and present weaves a legacy enriched with hope. In 3 days, wounds have healed, strategies reassessed, and alliances remolded. A peace envelops the supered villages as Eris supports, "I'll come pick you up." The bonds forged in battle offer renewed faith in their cause. Their preparation is steadfast, reflected in newfound hope, promising an end to discord as Orsted's presence shapes actions forward. The anticipation of future clashes looms ahead, but persistence emerges, a tale of courage, strength, and the unwavering spirit of heroes bound by fate. Atov and her army have just retreated, revealing how intense the battle truly was. As Eris engages with the world of the Supard children, she finds herself marveling at their unique characteristics, even pointing out their tales with childlike curiosity. This innocent fascination quickly escalates into a minor scuffle when Eris discovers Sander's deception in her training. Fueled by frustration, Eris attacks one of Sander's men, leading to a whirlwind of apologies and revelations. Eris confronts Sander, voicing her suspicions, "If you knew that, you wouldn't be attacking people from behind with a sword, would you? I know a thing or two myself." Her fierce dedication to her training is apparent, and Sander acknowledges her growth. He assures her he's on her side, saying, "I've been seeing you differently lately. I thought you seemed calmer than you used to be. You've grown up, gotten stronger." Master Rudeus intervenes, seeking to understand the context of the confrontation. The group discusses recent events and strategies used in the battle to exploit openings. Sander shares tales of the legendary North god Kalman, sparking interest in their shared histories and past battles. Eris's combative spirit is unyielding, she's even ready to face off against Sander himself to prove her skill. "Let's take it seriously," Eris states, confident and determined. The bout between Sander and Eris becomes a spectacle, their locked gazes revealing mutual respect. They move with precision, each attack calculated. As they exchange blows, it's clear that Eris has absorbed techniques from various masters, refining her own style. Even as the battle pauses, Sander compliments Eris's adaptability and growth. Her persistence and skill have clearly impressed everyone involved. Yet, Eris's prideful nature makes her victories all the more personal. She's not merely battling her opponent but herself, striving for the approval she feels constantly denied. After the bout, the conversation turns back to the battle lore of old, with Sander recounting the tale of the North god Kalman and how his father fought and eventually succumbed to the demon god Laplace. This story grips everyone, highlighting themes of sacrifice and redemption, while drawing parallels to current struggles with the Supard. Rudeus arrives at this point, cementing the echoes of history, and Sander formally introduces himself, showing immense respect for the Supard warrior. Rudeus, whose presence is met with awe, thanks Sander for aiding in the battle against the Supard. The conversation shifts to camaraderie, with camaraderie cemented over shared stories of heroism and nostalgia. Non's culinary skills shine through as they gather for a meal, showcasing her growth in homemaking. It's a brief moment of peace, an oasis amidst tumult, bringing warmth to the group. During this time, Sander discusses wanting to formally meet Rudeus, drawn by his reverence for the legendary tales. The narrative reveals a layered history of conflict and alliances. A final tale from Sander unfolds, recounting the legendary final moments of the battle with Laplace, his father's brave stand, and the burden of carrying forward a legacy steeped in heroism and dire consequences. As the conversation continues, it gives insight into Rudeus' motivations, shaped largely by the need to elevate his people's reputation. His interaction with Sander serves as a reminder of shared burdens and the value of collective memory and legacy. Atoph reappears, but instead of hostility, there's potential for reparation. Here, Eris intervenes with Atoph, delicately navigating the conversation to encourage openness to negotiation. Sander's deft handling of Atoph showcases his skilled diplomacy, aiming to smooth ruffled feathers while emphasizing mutual respect and shared goals. The focus shifts to a broader strategic approach as the group decides to seek an audience with the king of the Bihiril kingdom. Their aim is to secure peace, a feat that requires delicate negotiation skills. With Sander, Eris, Rudeus, and others in their party, they plan the logistics for this significant meeting. Rudeus recalls the strategic elements that led them to this point, mindful of the fragile balance of power and intentions. Negotiations offer hope for peace and an opportunity to reconcile with the past. Yet, the journey remains fraught with potential pitfalls, testing the resolve and unity of everyone involved. As they prepare for these critical negotiations, Rudeus and his companions face glimpses of the intertwined destinies that link them all, past, present, future, champions of a new era writing their own legend, striving for harmony amidst discord. Rudeus Greyrat finds himself sitting before the imposing presence of the ogre god. The tension in the air is palpable as Rudeus, with a mix of bravado and humility, identifies himself as the leader of his group. The ogres appear curious but skeptical, their trust eroded by past hostilities. In a moment of introspection, Rudeus recalls how the conflict had escalated. The ogres had failed to protect their kingdom, and in the wake of accusations and misunderstandings, the bond of trust had shattered. Rudeus explains, "I hadn't destroyed the kingdom. It was all Geese's lies." The admission is fraught with the weight of misjudgment, revealing how manipulation had fueled their animosity. Rudeus manages to parley with the ogre god, summarizing the motivation behind Geese's deceit. He suggests that Geese had intended for them to run away rather than fight. The ogre god, despite his simple language, conveys approval. "Me smart. We no fight. Me go island. Protect those." The narrative shifts to a critical revelation. Rudeus queries if the ogre god is a disciple of the man god, a question loaded with suspicion. The ogre god's candid denial reassures Rudeus of his integrity. "I no disciple. I fight for island." The dialogue with the ogre god concludes the war between them, an uneasy truce achieved through understanding rather than swords. A feast follows, where the ogres partake in their tradition of drinking to seal peace. Amidst this, Atoph and Rudeus bond over shared drinks, mending old rifts with camaraderie and alcohol. Sander, reflective and somber, shares insights about Alec. The conversation shifts to Alec's obsession with heroism. Rudeus listens, pondering the weight of a name and legacy. Sander's words linger, North God is only a name. He'll bear it, someday. Yet, there remains an unsettling undercurrent, a feeling that something is amiss. Sander's intuition hints at hidden threats, an uncomfortably nagging sense. Rudeus considers unspoken possibilities, his mind racing to connect overlooked dots as the sea breeze brushes his skin. Their contemplations are interrupted by Geese Nukitok, appearing stealthy and amused. The playful banter between them dissolves into a more somber note as Geese reveals the lurking presence of Bardi, a disciple of the man-god. Tension rises as Rudeus digests this revelation, realizing the deeper intricacies at play. Rudeus confronts Bardi, balanced between caution and confrontation. Statements fly, allegiances shift, and the atmosphere crackles with potential conflict. Bardi, confident and resembling an ancient warrior, challenges the group. The prospect of impending battle looms large, decisions hanging precariously in the air. Sander leans discreetly towards Rudeus, offering a strategy amidst impending chaos. "I'll buy you time," he whispers, urging Rudeus to regroup and assess their position. The practicality of Sander's wisdom shines through the tumult, propelling Rudeus to consider his next move. With a determined nod, Rudeus reluctantly acknowledges the necessity of withdrawal, understanding the urgency of the situation. Profoundly uneasy but resolved, he thanks Sander for his decisive intervention. As he retreats, the clang of swords echoes behind him, a foreboding reminder of looming challenges and unyielding destinies.